Hi guys, welcome to the torch for this week. I apologize, it's a day late. I tried to upload a video last night. I just had a really emotional day yesterday, and I'm one of the people that have to watch like my awareness levels, honestly, because I just release in tears. I always have, even as a child, but more and more now as I learn to manage like things like anger and stuff like that. Like I've never ever been someone who like hits or lashes out in anger in that way, but I've like gotten road rage in the past and stuff like that. But I don't really do that now. Though there are moments where I'll say rude shit. But always, as a child, I've been one who just sheds so many tears sometimes when, something has hurt me deeply or I've allowed it to take root in that way or whatever it is. There's so many things, right? And so for myself, um, and let me just say hi and welcome before I do all this, like, me, jeez. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know this really must be some crazy intense times for those that are, still very unconscious, but maybe not. I don't even know. No, for me, it's pretty intense. Each of our charts, our natal charts, are illuminating how it's affecting all of the energies are affecting us and where it's pushing us for growth. So that's in our natal chart and the current transits. But yeah, so basically, I just had a really, really emotional day yesterday from giving my power away. And what broke my heart the most is like that I do it by default. Like, fuck, you get like, there's so many default patterns we have that, if we don't take a moment to catch them, to really feel like, what is this, So basically, I expressed some deep feelings, and I knew I was in alignment because I'm practicing feeling my body more as far as in the tingling and the sensations so that I can be led by the third eye, which recently I've been able to see more. I told you guys, and the intuition and staying like in where spirit is, guiding me. And this person wasn't able to, in their space, receive my message to them. And so that was the start of like, well, damn, but I can, honor everyone's truth at the moment, which is a beautiful thing. But what I learned, which I would like to pass on to you, pass this torch, right, is, by default, I agreed with someone outside of myself and disowned my original truth. And so once I came to that's, conclusion, it was just like the tears kept on. The tears started from feeling unvalidated. And then I realized I had not validated myself. I gave it away again. And it's something I have struggled with a lot, but this struggle doesn't continue as we bring a light to it, as we hold the awareness to it. And I'm saying it because it can be anything. So whatever it is for you, right? So this awareness of me before I even like take a moment to think of my truth and the other person's truth or whatever it is showing in my reality, and to process, right? To process like, wait, so does this relate to me? I hope you guys can hear me okay. There's someone next to me with the speakerphone on. And so in this truth, Sorry, trying to focus again, get distracted. And my truth of giving my power away, of like, yeah, you're right. Because I, don't really like confrontation at all. Though in some instances, it's not that I like it, but I will not hesitate. I won't hesitate in, like, if there's someone being bullied, I'm right there. And so confrontation totally doesn't bother me, right? But unless it's something like that that moves me to where I know I need to do that, I dislike it very much. And in that state of disliking it, I've seen and experienced myself more and more this year than ever. It's been like illuminated that I just like right away give my power away, right away give my power away, or give my truth away. And so I encourage you, like, the way we really know if you struggle with, like, I feel like my hair looks so fucking weird. Sorry. If you struggle with like having to be agreeable, if you have any Libra energy, if you know your astrology, first off, because so many people don't, they're like, oh, what sign are you, I'm this, and that, like, is so irritating. Like, the sun sign is beautiful, it's the heart space, so it is so beautiful and so important. And thank you, Christopher Witecki, for bringing that awareness to me, though it's like a duh, but I was always like thinking of the sun sign in a masculine outer expression way, which is also true, but the heart space is so important, as it's the fixed fire within us, the soul within us, the energy that doesn't die and that continues, right? But we are so much more than that one sign, so much more. Like, my sun sign is Virgo. I haven't really seen myself be so Virgo-y, pardon me, in my whole life, but where my sun sits in the 12th house, I've always seen, right? And then I have this stellium of planets in Libra, and I mean, like, which I totally see, which is back to the Libra energy. So you may have Libra energy that you don't know about, and this is codependency. This is worried about the other person, which is giving the power away before we even take it into the body, to be like, wait a minute, I knew that I knew that I knew what's happened. All that has happened is we've right away, for whatever reason, validated the other person's truth more than our own. And it was a beautiful lesson to learn, but I continuously am learning and growing this year more than ever, last year more than ever, as I finally have, gone towards my North Node in my own personal astrology. And in that, living 30 plus years, falling back to my my South Node, it's a lot of, patterns, conditioning, karma, all this stuff that's coming to the light for me. Anyone with prominent Libra energy, we're subject to thinking of the other more than ourselves for valid reasons. It's not that we should be any different. We're born with these energies to contribute to the world, I believe, in the way that we're supposed to, our divine purpose. It's all at play and it's all relative, but, each sign has a shadow, right? And anyway, so sorry that I wasn't able to give you guys the video yesterday. It is heartbreaking for myself to keep noticing how quickly I walk away from this girl, from this inner child, from the knowing within myself. And I mean, walking away just in, simple conversation, just boom, caring so much about the other, caring, and validating them, and then like, oh, well, they're right, they must be wrong. And that's another thing with Libra energy. We can see so many different sides that we easily can lose the own truth because we're like, oh, well, thank you for this new perspective. Let me take that in. Well, within taking that in, we don't have to lose our own truth. And the way we know is connecting to the soul, the heart, utilizing the third eye will, as a light guidance. And the body will give sensations and calmness, and all of these things are practices, okay? So with all of that being said, 10 minutes here, 10-minute intro. I'm making notes. I'm trying to be better with all this stuff. It's like my sun sign of organization. I don't know. It's not very, natural, more than our sun sign. But if you'd like if you want me to go deeper on any of the things I mentioned, please comment below. So let's get on into other things. I've got a lot to cover. This is a powerful week. Following our moon is what I'm going to talk a lot about. But first, I want to start with a joke for you guys because, the torch is a light that I would like to pass from myself and all that I'm connected with to you, and for you to do the same. And it is meant to inspire and encourage, but in that inspiration there's an uncovering of the light. There is a bringing that torch and that light to shine awareness to things. So it's not like it's going to be all cheerleader here, though I make a good one. Serious look with that, because it's like, why are you cheering on other people so much when you're freaking avoiding your own shit, but so the joke is, somebody knocks at the door. Who is it? It's the police. What do you want? We want to talk. How many of them are there? 2. Can you talk to each other? I thought it was cute. Found it online. I don't know who to give credit for that, though. So that'd be all of us, especially right now, right? So maybe you can use that. No, I don't wish for police to come to anyone's door unless they're peace police. And speaking of police, let's start picturing them the way we want our lives to be. If you're an officer out there, my heart goes out to you. Know that you also can make the choice to be in your body, to be in alignment with your truth. And you're not subject to do anything other than what Spirit guides you to do. And I pray and I send and I feel good vibes for you guys. That your truth would come up, your inner truth, and that you would stand in the highest of integrity in these times. Integrity to your soul's truth. Thank you, officers, for being able to do that and be peaceful and let your humanity show now more than ever. Now more than ever, the job is not worth giving that away. Any job is not worth giving that away. All right, so with that, I want to go ahead and go through the energy of astrology with you guys. I love astrology so much. It saved my life. It saves my life every day because these are energetic influences that are at play. And I want to encourage you guys on your path of this awakening, which is happening greatly right now, more than ever, as we're in the year of 2020. The Mayans have predicted this, and I mean, it's just, I want to encourage you guys to anchor that awareness so that you don't get too high in the ethereals, right? There needs to be an anchor, and I've found that anchor to be energy, because this is how we fill with the body, right? This is how we get back to the body and get out of the mind, because the mind is literally, when not used correctly, which I don't believe most of us have been taught in this current society to utilize the mind correctly. We've been taught to just use the mind and toughen up and don't use the heart, and that is false. Your heart is your soul, And your body is a beautiful connected being that can tingle and feel all over with practices of meditation and presence, okay? But to not get too far up into the spiritual realms, as this is a great awakening and awareness can be a lot to take in. Astrology is a beautiful anchor. It anchors, especially Saturn. It almost looks like an anchor, the symbol. I don't think I have any, like, I'm going to draw the symbol for you. That's the symbol of Saturn. It's almost like an anchor, and it is an earth sign, and it grounds us in earth, and but astrology as a whole is an energetic way to pull back down into the body, okay? And as with everything, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for whomever else, right? Astrology is a great anchor for me because I want to be connected to energy. I don't wish to be connected to the trickery and delusions of the mind. Now, speaking about energy, I went to a crystal shop yesterday here in Costa Mesa, and I'm so excited that these stones feel so powerful to me because I've picked up some and not been able to feel them. I bought some selenite, which I would like to encourage you as we are all connecting back to energy. And when you do this, you can align properly, right? And so selenite is good for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 14th chakra. Let me have some of my coffee. Mother's Market. I got the Americano. I love espresso. I know some are against coffee, but not me. It actually keeps my system flushing. And I just love it for the focus. That's why, and I drink a lot of Kangen water, and it tends to not allow things to go to push all the way through. Sorry for the personal. But that's why we don't need to be this one system belief for everyone. It's to each our own, which makes it important to always be like, okay, that works for that person, or that's that person's truth, but what is it for me? And be in tune. Because guaranteed it's not the same for everyone. Selenite, spiritual aspects, quickly opens and activates the third eye and crown chakras. Point selenite at the third eye chakra, and one may feel a gust of wind going in through the forehead and out of the top of the head. I do not have that. I see my third eye now that it's opened, and I don't know that that's normal for everyone either. So again, to each his own. Because I was doing it last night, I was like, Emotional, selenite inspires one to release insecurities and reach for one's deepest desires. You know what I love is that going to the crystal shop yesterday, I just intuitively grabbed what I like, And of course I knew by the color, and I knew by being in this, not industry, but, and being connected to the energy stuff for the past few years, that selenite brings in the high vibe, And so I was going by that and what I did know, but I don't remember all the things, which why I love all the little cards they provide. But it's always like what you're intuitively led to for maybe one reason. Like for myself, I knew it would bring in a higher vibe and the whiteness and all of the things. But then when you read much more into it, it's exactly what I needed to release insecurities and fully embody my path. Insecurities, well, we'll not go into all the things, but it's hard to walk away from 3D to 5D, and at the same time, it's actually very easy because that's what it is easy. It's the feminine, Physical aspects, selenite clears all energy blockages and facilitates healing. Yay! place selenite wand along the spine for energetic alignment of the chakras and vertebrae, which is really cool. I think I had these tied yesterday, but I think I might actually place this one right on my neck. And yeah, I'm so excited. What I really love, like I said, is that I can feel these. They're so powerful. Kudos to the latest thing in Costa Mesa, because they've really done something different in there to the energy from the first time I went in there, which I appreciate. I've got the Kyanite Blue. I just looked up at the clock and it's 2020. Sorry, just trying to write down where I'm at so I can do time stamps for you guys. Kyanite Blue is for the 6th and 7th chakras. Spiritual, stimulates the third eye and psychic abilities. It can facilitate telepathy and the transfer of energy from person to person. Emotional, Kyanite Blue helps bridge the gap to emotional patterns and blockages. Yay! That no longer serve you by creating new pathways of energy flow. Oh my God, so excited. Physical, ideal for working to heal the brain from the effects of head trauma, seizure, or stroke. It can aid in creating new neural pathways around damaged areas. Super excited as we're all recreating our, I don't want to tell anyone they should, but I hope that you are letting go of mental programs and recreating your own. And yay, Kyanite Blue for assisting with that beautifulness. And then, of course, I've got the black tourmaline. And this powerful baby. And you know the way I decided ultimately, because I had so many that I wanted to get, and I'm going back today. Because I got a tarot deck, and it doesn't have beautiful art like I want it. But I love it because, you know, I love that people make tarot cards. But black tourmaline is for the first chakra, so grounding. It's a powerful stone for protection. I don't know if I finished saying what I was saying, but I chose the stones, the crystals that I wanted based off of how strong they felt. So always is what I would say to go with, and then it will align perfectly. But you want to make sure you're filling these stones, and it's a practice too, you know, I think, depending on where you're at in your path. So black tourmaline is a powerful stone for protection against negative energy for all kinds, as well as being a strong spiritual grounding stone. Aids with grounding and cleansing of the energy field. Yay, yay, yay. As someone who picks up energy a lot as an open-channeled projector, other than my anja, the third eye, and my throat, I constantly am needing to cleanse my aura, as we all should be. Aura. I've got to keep my aura great, right? For this gold sun to shine. Ow! I love it so much. It's so perfect. Emotional. It helps dispel worry, Libra, judgment, fear, anger, shame, and other toxic emotions. Black tourmaline encourages positive attitudes, good luck, and happiness, regardless of the circumstances that you find yourself in. Very beautiful, very powerful. Physical, supports purification of the body, eliminating toxic substances, strengthens the immune system, those that are participating in Coronaville, and assist in pain relief of arthritis and spinal or muscular problems. Okay. So yeah, it's beautiful stuff. I just want to send some love out. I feel led to, you know, I have an awareness in my mind right now of, you know, the energy I was speaking on about not following my north node early in life and falling back to my south node, which, you know, I'm not harsh on myself in the way that I feel regret. I don't do regret. But the awareness of thinking that I could have influenced others' paths that I'm connected to by falling back to that South Node. And so I'd like to just take a moment and send some love, heart energy, sending love to the light community, the astrology community, the healing waters and food community, the religious and spiritual communities, all of the colors and people in between, the unconscious and the conscious, may be coated in green love, heart energy, and surrounded and connected by the beautiful gold and light. I thank you, Source, that though I may have fallen back to my South Node, that everyone makes it to their path in each point so beautifully, magically in this crazy universe. Crazy beautiful. And Spirit, I just ask if I've influenced anyone's energy in a negative way, that the light within myself and them, and the beauty of the love of you would shine through as we make ripples in each other's energy and lives, Spirit. Thank you. And I think that makes it a good time to pull a tarot card. I'm just going to do one because I have a lot to, not because of anything. I should see, there goes the mind. We'll just flow. How about that? I'm just going to do one because I have a lot to cover and I feel pressed because I'm at Mother's and I've been here hours. That's a perfect example of getting out of the mind and allowing Spirit to lead the flow and what we feel so that we can remain in connection with the divine. Spirit, I love you and I thank you for all of the help getting me back on my path with the light community. Thank you, Spirit, for connectedness, for these beautiful, great times, for all those that I will help bring to you as well. Thank you, Spirit, that we are all connected and that we're getting rid of this disconnection, beliefs that the age of Pisces held as we come into the age of Aquarius, where we understand oneness and one love and wholeness and humanity much more. Thank you for the beautiful art of tarot, the beautiful, wonderful communication through the internet, because knowledge is light. We want to welcome in all light, all forms of light, and the withholding of knowledge is dark. So grateful. Spirit, I would like this reading to help those for this week. It's an extreme week in the astrology. Thank you, Spirit. All right, guys. All right. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck we have the Daughter of Air reversed, and that's our subconscious mind as a whole. And so that is the Daughter of Air is the Page of Swords. And so that's a new message of intellect coming through. And with it being reversed, we could be blocking it or internalizing it. And so each person can differentiate what is happening for them. We don't want to block subconscious patterns and awarenesses, messages coming through in dreams and that kind of thing. We want to, notice the block or notice the awareness if it is a block, and or if we're internalizing something we've picked up from other people, and we want to go ahead and internalize in the way of processing it and embody it on the inside, right? The lesson, the awareness of what message comes through the subconscious, comes through the dreams, the dream world. And then everything we internalize and process clears us, right? It clears us so that it can be in our reality. Dude, the third eye is so rad. Like, literally, when I look at things, it is just creating an obstruction in the vision a bit, which is just so cool. I'll probably make another video on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this tarot reading. We've got the Two of Earth, which is change, upright, beautiful. This is definitely a week that we're seeing great change. We've got a solar eclipse happening. We've got the summer solstice happening. We've got Mercury retrograde happening, which is bringing a lot of planets to retrograde, which is in inner work is the way I see it. Introspection. So Two of Earth, Two of Pentacles, it's change and planting seeds of what we want to show in our practical world. No matter what you've believed your whole life, be willing to let it go if it is, if you feel called. And I'm experiencing needing to die, not physically, but mentally each moment, to let go of the mind traps, to let go of thoughts that are not something I want to turn into a belief, that more importantly, that I don't feel in my body is in alignment with what Spirit is calling me to do. So Two of Earth, we have major change happening. We've got the Six of Air, or Six of Swords, clarity. Okay, so we may not know, and it's reversed, so we may not know exactly where we're going, but we're clear that we need to head this direction. Spirit makes that clear. Okay, so with it being reversed, we may know this on the inside. For some people, it may be a block that you need to process on the inside of, okay, why is this, why am I blocking this? What am I unclear on? And, meditating to open up the third eye more, meditating to fill the meditation practice to fill the body more and to become more clear and out of the mind. And then as we get to that, as we do that inner work of finding that clarity, and please, I understand the triggers of things like inner work, the languages, and so I'll try to use other words as well. But until we go inward, and this can just be, it doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation, though, my God, teach me your ways if you can meditate that long. It can be a moment, like me yesterday, answering by default. It's fucking robotic mode. And, I'm not a robot. And I'm not meant to be this fucking robot doing these jobs or doing these patterns, and neither are you. unless you feel that's right for you. Right away, like an auto response, but taking a moment even to go within and to check in and to be like, get your own personal clarity. And then it brings me to another card that we have is the only way to truly know sometimes is to hermit, is to, become the Virgo, which is, okay, I got to work out these fine details so I can serve others, but I got to get away because I need to connect to spirit and to know my path fully, right? And so that's beautiful. We've got that upright. So good stuff. We've got the Ace of Earth. This came up on the sacred Sunday tarot reading I did for Divine Love. And Ace of Earth is planting a seed in the physical, in your physical life, in our physical environments. And it's got a beautiful blessing of good luck as it is an ace. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I love how this reading is going. And the last card we have, it's like you spoke too soon. No, I'm just kidding. It's all beautiful, though it may not be so comfortable. We've got the Torment card, which is the Devil card, and it's reversed, okay? And so this is beautiful because the Devil card in the traditional tarot represents the letting go of things that bind us. The devil in astrology is devil card in astrology is in tarot. Sorry, in astrology is represented to Capricorn, and we know that's where we see our systems, our government, in the structure of the spine, any structures, stores, that kind of thing, anything. Our schedules. Are getting a rebirth, a death and a rebirth with Pluto there. I believe Pluto will be there till 2024 or 2023, the all of 2023. So transformation happening in those areas. And for this week, there is a death and rebirth happening for us all. Sorry, not the death card, the devil card. But the death and rebirth in that is letting go of things that bind us and chain us, and some of this are our thought patterns and perceptions, though we don't want to get lost in those. I just want to take my hair down a little because I'm like fiddling with it because I want to look so Libra pretty. Okay, we'll just do down. Anyways, so yeah. So, the death card. The devil card, letting go of things that bind us and chains us. And a lot of this is the way we think with the North Node in Gemini, and which is going to be what we eventually believe in, okay? Don't get lost in all the different perspectives and things like that with the South Node in Sag. And I thank the Leo King for that awareness. And I thank Christopher Rattecki for the awareness of and the reminder of that thoughts become beliefs. So, yes, thoughts don't have any hold on us. They can just be passing until we, because thoughts are air, right? And they do matter, but they really matter when they become part of the heart space of the fire, right? Leo energy of the belief system. I'm sorry, guys, for being so on camera and fiddling with my hair. And so the reversed devil card or torment card. Is anything tormenting you? This came up in the Sacred Sunday reading as well. Anything that pulls us down, right? That is like not of the lightest vibe in our life. We need to go inward and find out what that is in ourselves of why we're continuing that belief system, that thought pattern. or that belief system, and can we change the thought pattern on it? Can we change the perspective on it? Can we cut it from our lives? Can we allow it to just be and not allow it to take root, by opening up? Can we truly let go of beliefs that no longer serve us on our spiritual path, on our best path, And a lot of this is mental stuff, but, having the devil card related to Capricorn, that makes it, a thing, a physical thing. And so thoughts become beliefs, and beliefs become what we put in our physical environment. So I think it's a beautiful, transforming week, going from looking at the astrology and this tarot reading of change in the physical, finding inner clarity, physically taking time to get away to your own energy and meditating, planting a seed in your environment, and then going within and understanding what is binding you, and are you willing to change that? A lot of this for all of us, I'll be honest, in my opinion, is the letting old systems die, letting old belief systems die, which is related to how we, are in relationships, how we are with our job, how we think of those things. Will you take the risk to listen and follow the universe? Can you change your perspective with being in that building for 8 hours? So it depends on what it is for all of you, but it's knowing that we are the warriors, I will say, walking through, making a way for this new age to come about, and we have to be all led by our hearts, and we've been taught to be led by our minds, so we need to really constantly, moment to moment, try to get out of the head and into the feeling body, in my opinion, of all of this. And I'd like to get one more card. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle with that one more card, Spirit, if you could, of an overall outcome I like for this week. Thank you, Spirit. Overall outcome. And I like that. I'm going to go ahead and look at the bottom again. I like that the life force is on the bottom. It's reversed, and that is the world card. No, that's not the world card. God darn it. This deck starts to confuse me. Was it the will? I believe it's the will. Well, we know life force has the blood, right? Sorry about that. This guy's coming up a lot. The Son of Water reversed. And so, he's looking into the shell under the moonlight. And, one could say it's probably filled with the water he's at. Maybe he's just looking at that beautiful iridescent thing that happens inside of shells with the moonlight on it. But he's looking at something, and he's pondering about his soulmate, is how this deck reads it. He's pondering about what will fulfill his soul. So what will fulfill your soul? You're going to find inwardly this week. And please, for the sake of yourself, for the sake of us all, go towards that. Go towards that more and more. Just think, is this a pattern? Is this a belief system I've been taught, or is this something that I truly feel from Spirit? So there's that lovely piece. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I definitely did. I am going to go ahead and talk into the astrology a little bit. I'd like to say too that, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here and make a part 2 so it cuts off in a clean place, and I've got to go into the restroom. Tune in for part 2. I'm going to go deep into the astrology. We're looking at the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, and looking at all the astrology going on. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in part 2.